Hi folks, welcome back to another video right here on Chits. So today we are going to unbox another little tin game, pretty much like the Forbidden Island one of a couple of weeks ago. This is Fallot Shelter, the board game. So straight away, it's from the very popular Fallout franchise. Anyone who's been like under a rock or doesn't video game, Fallout is basically a series of games that have been designed around a post-apocalyptic landscape. Very popular, really good. There's been a number of board games, mainly from like Fantasy Flight and all the big hitters, taking this franchise on. But this one I just saw on offer and I couldn't resist. It's got a real feel of the game straight away because it's actually in like a little tin, okay, which is absolutely lovely. It looks like a sort of like a little lunchbox type of thing, covered like in iconography from the actual franchise itself. And we've got like a little pull away here. So I'm going to throw on the trusty specs and give you a little read. I'll show you that first. Anybody again familiar with the actual game, there you go, you'll recognise our little friend here immediately. I think we've got another one up here as well somewhere. Let's go for it then. Okay, so it says, the bombs have fallen, but under 2,000 feet of bedrock, your Vault-Tec vault is a thriving and joyous community, at least until the untimely death of your overseer. Now it's up to you and your fellow officers to keep your vault dwellers safe, productive and happy. Compete with other players to see who can inspire the most happiness and be elected as the new overseer. Battle of dangers, post-nuclear life threatens your vaults from outside and within. Assign your dwellers the perfect task. Optimally expand your level of the vault. So I'm going to zoom in here if I can so you can see the little meeples that we get. So unlike Forbidden Island last time, this time we're actually against each other as acting overseers of the said vault. So it is a worker placement game. So you have so many workers every turn. You're going to be sending them off to do things which are going to improve like your production, all that type of stuff. Okay, so on the back of the tin we have even more themed art on there. I'm just trying to avoid the glare, but this tin, you know, to me, it's worth actually buying the game just for that. It looks absolutely lovely, you know, upon a shelf. Let's open it and take a look. I haven't played this. This is the very first time it's been opened, so I'm just the same as you guys there. Okay, so we have an instruction book. There we go. I will go over that at the end. Oh, they're bright. A series of little chits and icons and little boards. Straight away we see the special. Again, anyone who's played the game will know what they're about. Specials are like your skills. We've got little tokens there by the look of it. Let's just open this here and just see if these are the same or not. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so it said that previous that we had like 4 players, so obviously they're going to be the 4-player boards. I couldn't think of my words then. Okay, it's been one of those days. We have a bag of green cubes, and again, green is like sort of like the colour of, it's like a lot of sort of black and green and post-apocalyptic wastelandy kind of stuff on the games, so like this is why I went with the green today as well. I just hope there isn't too much green. So cubes, we have a set of cards. Okay, so I'm just going to throw the specs back on again. Okay, so nuclear reactor, we've got some symbols on there and some signs and bits and bobs. So these are going to be like the particular rooms that you put out in your vault. So it'll be like a little layout of like the rooms, and each one does different things. So you send like a different worker to each room and you get like some energy or you get some food or whatever. Let's have a look. Nuclear reactor, Nuka-Cola bottler. Again, this is like just, you know, it's a love letter to anyone who's played the games. Living quarters. I'm just showing you a few of these just randomly. I'm not going to show you everything. Classroom. Vault entrance. Okay, so that is the cards that make up your little vault. Then we've got another set of cards here, the smaller cards. I'm going to open them, see what they're about. Okay, so military fatigues. Exhaust on your turn to train an available dweller in strength. So these are obviously like little sort of upgrades. Jumpsuit. Let's have a look at another one randomly. Circuit board. Okay, so I'm not going to show you any more of them. And then we get these different, I'm not sure what these are. They might be like extensions to rooms or something. You see like little symbols on there, the happiness and like little hammer. Oh, these are nice. And then these are your enemies. And they're in like a kind of little clear plasticky bendy thing, so you can actually put them over the room like so, which looks absolutely lovely. Okay, so let's read some of these enemies out. So we have the famous Rad Roach. There's a fire, a power outage, Deathclaw. Anybody getting the proper video game vibes, yeah? Raider. A glowing Rad Scorpion. An ordinary Rad Scorpion. A glowing one. A feral ghoul. Oh man, I want to seriously go away and just like play Fallout 3 back on my PS3 now. Mole rats. Okay, and more rad roaches. So you've got like a selection of enemies that are, no doubt are going to turn up in your vault and you're going to have to deal with them. I'm sure they sort of like just block rooms off until you do. Okay, so put those down there. Put those down there. We have 2 standard red D6, 2 ordinary red dice. And then we have our little figures. So again, you start the game with so many little vault dwellers, like your little folks. So we got blue ones, we got yellow ones, we've got brown ones, and we've got white stroke grey ones. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get one of these out just to show you. They all look the same. I'm going to put it as far up, close up to the camera as what I can. Hopefully the autofocus will pick up on that. But they are like lovely, just like little and like little and dinky, and yeah, just real feel of Fallout about them there. Okay, probably the best colour to do so you can see some detail in them. And that is essentially the contents of the game. So let's take a quick look through the book. Okay, so it just gives us a list of 30 rooms, 5 elevators, 31 items, 18 threats, 2 dice, 4 resource trackers, 72 resource cubes, 28 dwellers, 42 happiness, and a first player token. Okay, so looking straight ahead, it gives us our setup. So it says how to build the vault, how you choose your colours, create the supply, create tracks, and the first player. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. And then tells us how we play the game. Okay, so we spawn threats, we place dwellers, we recall dwellers. It tells us about placing a dweller, resources, happiness, and exchanging. There we go. Okay. So again, just very, very, very sort of simply laid out, which I like that, to be honest. Not everybody is a game player who's played 25,000 games. It tells us about new dwellers, first player, items, how we exhaust cards, building rooms, and income. So it's like a little bit of like a resource sort of tracker, worker placement kind of game within the Fallout vault. Training, special spaces, linked spaces, threats, and how we go about placing those monsters that we saw before. That's what your dice are for, by the way. How you fight, what happens with injured dwellers, how you heal, refresh the tracks, and ending the game. So the game ends at the end of the round in which either a player builds the 6th room on their level of the vault, or the threat deck runs out. At the end of that round, each player must discard 1 happiness for each threat on their level of the vault. Then the player with the most happiness wins. Note, if the threat deck runs out, but some threats still need to be spawned, shuffle the discarded threats and use them to spawn the remaining threats. Okay, and just gives us a tiebreaker. So there we go. And what I really like, and most useful in a little game like this, is the icon references, like a little list of all those little signs. So just keep that next to you. So as I say, I really like the look of this. I mean, I love the IP anyway of Fallout. I played Fallout 3 right through on the PlayStation 3. I played a little bit of New Vegas. I played some of Fallout 4 on the Xbox One, I think it was. So I am like a fan of the franchise. So that, like, really, I'd say if you're a fan of the franchise, it's a gimme. Everything from the artwork to the tin to the contents to where it's all done, it's just a love letter to Fallout fans. If you're not, but you still like the idea of like resource management, worker placement, a little bit of a challenge, that's fun. If you're the kind of player that wants to play a competitive game and not a cooperative game, if you go on Board Game Geek, there probably are variants that you can actually play this solo. I've been thinking about it before, like the review. I thought it's probably quite possible that you could just sort of play a beat your own score. Just pick your own little set of guys, say the yellows, go along and play the game and maybe see what your score is at the end. Get to your 6th room and, you know, you might score, say, I don't know, 20 happiness. Next time you might score 5 or you might get killed. Just an overall nice little product, it really is. I haven't played it, but by the look of it, I'd love to play it soon, and it looks like a recommendation from me. So that's it from me for now. That's it from Chit for now. I'm going to go before I can't get the rest of my words out. Keep gaming, and I'll see you soon.